Hey you guys, assalamu alaikum. How are you? I really hope that you guys have had an amazing day today, truly from the bottom of my heart. I really hope so. I'm gonna go ahead and discuss that question that I got sent by DM. I'll post it right now just in case you guys forgot what it was. So I just have a couple of things to say before we dive into the topic. Number one, thank you guys so much for the input. The whole dilemma about where to post it, majority rules, and this is why I'm doing it on Snapchat, and then I'm going to download it and upload it to YouTube. Now let me just say something real quick in Arabic. إخواني وأخواتي العرب حاولوا إنكم تفهموني وإذا ما فهمتوني احكوا لي وإن شاء الله بعيدها بالعربي, okay? Two more things and then we'll get right into the topic. The reason why I really wanted you guys to agree to do it via a live stream was because of how interactive and fun it would have been. A live stream would have been so cool because it's live. Like, as I'm talking, you guys can interrupt me and be like, hey, what about this? Can you talk about this? Can you show us that? And then it also gives me the option to be hands-free, which means I can bring other things into the camera view, and then you guys have the option of talking to each other. So I'm sorry for those of you that wanted it to be done that way. Majority of people wanted it to be done on Snapchat and then on YouTube, but I don't mind going live, so let me know and I'll do it one day. Okay, so my final thing is my disclaimer. I need to remind you guys real quick who I am. I'm currently a nursing student. My background includes phlebotomy and business. I'm 22 years young. I've traveled to a couple of places around the world, and so you might think, who are you to give us advice about this? I know I haven't been too personal on the Snapchat account, and I purposely did that, but I promise you, I swear to you, if I told you about my life, you would question why I haven't contemplated suicide. And that's why I feel like I have so much to talk about this topic. So if this helps you, then that's perfect. If it doesn't, I'm sorry I wasted your time. So I've been brainstorming for a while. I'm just going to show you guys real quick. So I've broken this down into 6 subtopics. And those 6 subtopics are as follows: Deen, health, identify your problems, environment, study tips, and friendly advice. So before I get into this one, let me just say I contemplated whether or not I should even include this because I realize that not all of you are people of faith, and I realize that not all of you are Muslim. But I would be completely cheating you guys if I did not make this my number one, because it is my number one. It is the number one reason why I'm happy and motivated and inspired. So if you're a Muslim, then pay attention. If you're not a Muslim, then consider this a formal invitation to Islam. Islam is beautiful. You need to sit down and ask yourself, how is my relationship with my Creator? Don't say God, don't say Allah or Jesus or Buddha, the one who created you. Are you connected? Do you feel that connection? Something that I do to constantly feel connected is in my room, I have Quran playing non-stop. And for those of you who are already Muslims, do you guys know about tahseen? Do you do it every morning and every evening? What about when you pray? Do you guys know how many beautiful prayers are out there? Do you know about them? Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan wa a'udhu bika min al-ajli wal-kasal. Beautiful! It's beautiful! You need to do this. You need to go to the doctor and get a full overview of what your current health status is physically and mentally. Get your blood work drawn. Do you know how many simple things can be fixed just from checking your blood work? Maybe you have a vitamin D deficiency. Most people who suffer from depression and anxiety actually never consider that they have depression and anxiety. And you know, when you go to the doctor to find out, they just make you answer some questions. How's your diet? What are you eating? Are you eating your fruits and vegetables and whole grains? Or are you eating junk food and sugar and crashing from coffee and Monster and Red Bull and NOS? What are you consuming as far as drugs go? When I say drugs, I'm talking about anything over the counter like vitamins, anything prescribed from your doctor, and anything on the streets that's illegal. If you're doing anything illegal, cut it out. If you're getting anything prescribed from your doctor, when was the last time you asked your doctor if you still need it? And if you're getting something over the counter, are you sure that you need it? You know, when you get things over the counter, like I need this for energy, and I need this for biotin, and I need this for muscle mass, and I need this for calcium, it fogs up your mind. And something that we underrate so badly, your sleep cycle. How are you sleeping? Are you getting enough hours in? Are you sleeping early enough? Are you waking up early enough? I can go on and on and on in this health portion of this video, but the last one I have on here is naps. Take your daily naps. Do them. You're losing motivation. Why? What is triggering you to lose your motivation? Sure, you have a lot of work to do, but still, sit down, dig deep in that beautiful mind that you've got. Why? Why are you not motivated? Are your grades dropping and that's made you just lose motivation to try hard? If that is true, why? Why are your grades dropping? Are you surrounded by distractions? How many hours a day do you spend on your phone? Honestly, how many? Okay? Are you distracted by your fridge? Hey, it happens. It happens. Let's get a little personal, okay? Do you live alone? If you don't live alone and you live with people, are those people supporting you or are they knocking you down? Because the truth is, no one is going to understand what you're going through, no matter how much they love you. No one is going to understand except you and your creator. That's it. But the least they can do is be supportive. So are they supporting you, or are they saying you're spending way too much time studying, you're making this a big deal, you're being too dramatic about it? Also, how is your work and life balance, or your school and life balance? Is there even a balance? You need to know that you are able to chill. You deserve to chill every now and then. What about your relationships? Your parents, your siblings, your old friends? Have you cut them off? Don't do that. You need them. They're your supporters. Unless, of course, they were detrimental to you. But you know what? The saying goes, family isn't always blood. You can choose. Choose good people. Let's get a little bit more personal here. Are you currently in a relationship? If so, have you abandoned the intimate aspect of that relationship? If you did, why? And if you're not in a relationship, what about hugs? When was the last time you've exchanged a good hug with someone? You know how many feel-good hormones are activated when you do that? These are all potential problems that can cause you to feel depressed. They can cause you to feel so unmotivated and like you have no reason to get out of bed. But the first step in solving any problem is identifying that you have that problem, and then you go ahead and say, I need to solve this problem by doing 1, 2, and 3, and you do them. As far as environment goes, where are you most of the time? Where do you spend most of your day? Where do you spend your night? Is it cluttered? Is it messy? Does it smell fresh or not? Do you have a personal space that's just for you? What do you put in it? Do you have plants? Get a couple of plants. They increase your motivation, inspiration. They refresh your mind. Where do you study? Do you study in your room? If you do, is it suitable to study in there? Do you have the tools you need to be successful in there? Or do you study on campus? Do you go to the library? If you do, is that suitable for you? Or is it too distracting? Do you find yourself barely getting any work done in there? Do you get sleepy in there? Do you get hungry in there? What's going on? You need to check all of your senses, from your visual to your auditory to your tactual to your olfactory. Everything affects you. So wherever you are, whatever your setting may be, what's around you? Is it a messy environment? Are the lights dim or are they bright? Are there plants nearby? Are you by a window? Are people distracting you with their conversations? Or are you distracting yourself by listening to music? I personally haven't listened to music in months. What about your sense of smell? Are you constantly being distracted because your mom or your dad or your neighbor or someone keeps cooking amazing food? Believe me, I've been there. The point is, always examine your setting. Always examine your environment. Is it suitable for what you're trying to do? If it's not, you need to go somewhere else. The first thing that I will say when it comes to study tips is something that I learned in nursing school. It's a reference to primary prevention, secondary prevention, and tertiary prevention. Primary prevention is always, hands down, your best bet. Way better than falling into the trap and then having to go to tertiary prevention. How does this apply to studying? In a nutshell, don't fall behind. And I know it's so much easier said than done. I feel terrible saying it because I know it's so much easier said than done. But try your best to avoid playing catch up. Try your best to avoid falling into that trap. The next point is, are you aware of how unique you are? Are you aware of how unique your brain functions? Your brain and mind don't function the same. Have you figured out what works for you as far as studying goes? I'll tell you what works for me, but it's not going to help you. You have to figure out what works for you. For example, for me, and I've only very recently discovered this, by the way, I need to see the big picture. I can't do a PowerPoint slide to slide to slide. I have to print it about 4 or 6 slides a page and look at the whole PowerPoint as a whole. My monthly calendar, I have a monthly calendar, not a day-to-day. I sit behind people when I'm in class, and I used to think a couple of semesters ago that I always wanted to be in the first row, but I've discovered that that doesn't work for me. So I'm the type of person that you can't go a page at a time with me. You can't show me just a little bit. I have to see the whole thing. I have to see the big picture, the way that I am. But you might be completely different. Maybe you can't do that. You need one slide at a time. You need a day-to-day calendar. You need to sit in the front row. So find yourself, discover yourself. You're the only one who can figure this out. Now, I left 2 points for the end because I feel like these can actually benefit everyone. I know I mentioned naps before, but I'm going to mention it again. Take a study break and take a 15-minute nap. It'll help you. Have you ever tried clocking in and clocking out of study time? It'll hold you accountable. It sounds silly, but it's so true. It'll help you. Clock in, clock out for study times and breaks. There are so many more study tips that I can give you guys, but I'll go on forever, I swear. So I'm going to stop it right here. Last thing I'll say though is this. Do you really have a problem with accountability? You cannot hold yourself accountable to get out of bed and study? Do you think that I can help you with that? I want you to get through this. The specific person that sent me this message is in the 4th year of medical school. You cannot give up now. You can't. You cannot. Would it help you if I hosted a live study session? Every time when I have like a couple of hours to study, I go live and then you guys like come and study with me. Would that help? Because I don't mind doing that. And if it means that it's going to help some of you get through high school, get through college, get through nursing school, medical school, PA school, whatever it is, I'll do it. My first piece of friendly advice is going to be, have you ever taken a personality quiz? So important. It'll teach you so much about yourself. Mine is an ENFP. And part of that means that I have to go out and see people. If I stay alone for too long, I will get depressed. If I go out and see people, I get re-energized. But maybe you're completely different. Maybe you're an introvert by nature. Maybe you're re-energized by being alone, and all this time you're out there with people. Find out. Also, I know right now you don't have free time, but when you used to have free time, how did you spend it? Did you like to paint, play with your makeup, play with a game on your phone, get on a phone call? This is important because have you stopped doing it? If these are the things that truly bring you joy, you need to find time to squeeze just a little bit of it in, just a little bit. Don't feel bad about it. Listen. If you actually give yourself, hey, today I'm going to spend an hour playing Clash of Clans. You gave yourself that time. You put that time into your budget. So don't feel bad about it. You should feel bad about it if you've been playing Clash of Clans for like 8 hours. Then you feel bad. How in touch are you with nature? Can you actually go running outdoors in the morning? Can you do that? It'll help you. I think I've mentioned this twice before, but I'm gonna mention it again. And maybe one day I'll do a room tour and show you guys that I'm really serious about this, but get some plants. What about the sun? Do you have windows? Do you constantly keep them closed? Is your room always dark and gloomy? Get some fresh sunlight. So I'm going to mention this again, that no one outside of whatever program you're in, medical school or nursing school or PA school or whatever, no one is going to understand you. Except your creator and people from your actual program, but most likely they're not going to understand the whole picture because no one sees you 24/7. But undoubtedly, you know some people, undoubtedly you spend some time with some people. Who are they? Are they pessimistic or are they optimistic? How are your thoughts? Just you in your own mind. Are you pessimistic or are you optimistic? By the way, this is something that you learn and practice and you become. Because in the society that we live in today, we are practically set up to fall into negative mindsets. So catch yourself. Don't curse. Stop cursing. From right now, stop cursing. From now on, if you hit your toe on something, instead of cursing, replace it with something positive. And I'll give you an example. The next time you feel like it's appropriate for you to curse in the situation that you're in, don't curse. Instead, replace it with something like, how wonderful. Just what I needed. Yes, in a sense, you're still being negative, but it's way better than cursing and getting angry and yelling. I promise. Give it a shot. Try it. What about your other self-thoughts? Make them positive. If you're presented with a challenge, just breathe and tell yourself, you got this. I can do this. I know I can do it. Do you ever take time for yourself? There's a lot of things about my life that I don't show you guys, but for example, I always take a time out for tea time. I always have tea every single day. Why? Because it just helps me chill. I make myself a cup of tea, I pour it, I drink it, I chill, I sit on the floor when I drink it, by the way. Feels good. The point is that sometimes it's just the little things that make you happy. It's that little cup of tea. It's that fresh smell of your room when you walk in. It's when you water your plants. Also, you need to go back to where you came from. Whatever it is that you're doing right now, why did you do it? Why did you start this journey? Why are you in medical school? Why are you in nursing school? Why are you trying to graduate from high school? Why? Find that reason. Ignite that spark again. I know it's there. It's there, but you just forgot about it. It's there, but you feel like it's out of reach. You feel like you can't get it anymore. Why? Yes, you can. You got this. Find that reason. Listen to me. Forget your past. Forget where you came from, okay? Find that reason, but forget your flaws. Today's a brand new day. Tomorrow's a brand new morning. Start fresh. Forget about your past mistakes. Forget about your regrets. Forget about the things that you should have done, could have done, would have done. Forget about it. Start a fresh slate. Don't open a brand new page. Throw the book away and get a brand new book. And I'm down to my last point. Your impact. Do you realize your potential? To the person who asked this question, you're in your final year of medical school. Do you know what that means? Do you know how close you are? I know it's tough. I know how much work you have to do. But you can get through it because you are amazing. And do you know why I know that you're amazing? Number one, first and foremost, is because you're a human being. You're a human being. You have a human mind. Do you know what that means? Do you know what your capabilities are? You are capable of so much, but you're stopping yourself. Do you know the impact that you're going to have in the future? Once you're a doctor or a nurse or a paramedic or whatever it is that you're doing right now, once you graduate and you're done, do you realize how vital you are right now? Do you realize how many people need you right now? Are you aware of how many people are dying across the globe? Why? Because of poor health care. And you're telling me that you're not motivated. You're telling me that you're not inspired. You're telling me that you're gonna give up. No! You're not gonna give up. You're not gonna fall back. You're gonna find your motivation. If these children, if these innocent people don't motivate you, then I don't know what will. You are needed. Do you understand me? You are important more than you know. Do you get that? Do you get that? You need to realize your responsibility. You need to realize your impact and your potential. What do you see when you look in the mirror? Because I see a superhero. I wish that I can talk to you guys on a one-on-one basis and help you guys find your motivation and your inspiration. It's just not practical. So I really hope that I was able to help at least some of you. You guys don't understand how much I want you all to succeed. You don't understand how much I feed off of your success. Mentally, it's completely mentally for me. When you guys succeed, I am so beyond happy for you. So beyond happy for you. So I really hope that this was helpful, even if it was just a little bit. I'm sorry if it sounded like I was lecturing you. I just get so passionate. To the person that initially asked this question, I really hope that you find your motivation and your inspiration and that this helped even just a little bit, and best of luck. And thank you to everyone who took the time to read that person's message and took the time to reply to it. I got a couple of responses and I'm going to put them right here. Bye guys, I love you.